Mary meet Capricorn. Capricorn sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all Capricorns. It's starting today, the 12th of July, 2024. And we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating today on YouTube are the lovely Vanessa and the lovely Suzanne. Moderating on Twitch is the lovely Delene. Thank you so much, moderators. And thank you, Capricorns and friends of Capricorns, for joining us for this 2-week reading. Today we are reading with this ancient Italian tarot, and I've already purified with this Van formula. I've put the link to the blog post that gives this formula in the video description of this video, and I've also given a link to purchase this deck should you be interested. If you're watching us on a restream on YouTube and you don't feel like watching me do all this shuffling, just use the timestamps in the video description to get right to the reading. If you're watching us on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you're watching us on Twitch, make sure you follow us on Twitch, and you can watch on Twitch without any ads when you subscribe to us there. Oh, this reading goes out to a lot of Capricorns. So if for some reason it just doesn't seem like it's making sense or it doesn't apply to you, it's possibly just not meant for you. In that case, just disregard the reading. No big deal. You can listen instead maybe to the zodiacal readings to for your other signs. Or remember that we have a daily reading for all signs Wednesday through Sunday. You can find the most recent restreams of all of the tarot readings right on our website, arielscorner.com. arielscorner.com, just click on the free online tarot readings link in that main menu. We do have a shop, and it's at arielscornershop.com. arielscornershop.com. That is still a bunch of affiliate links, meaning we make a small commission off of each and every sale. Our new shop is just about to launch. Make sure that you receive our emails so that you receive all of those kinds of announcements when they come out. You can sign up for our emails if you don't already get them at the bottom of every page on our website, arielscorner.com. If you'd like to donate to us, you can do that by going to paypal.me/arielgatoga, paypal.me/arielgatoga, or if you're on YouTube, you could use the super sticker, super chat, or super thanks if you feel like giving a donation on that platform. We really do appreciate your support, and Capricorn, we really appreciate you for being here for this reading. So let me just give this one more shuffle, give the deck a nice clean cut, and we will see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Capricorns. Ooh, Let's see if I can do a clean cut today. Oh, I can. Okay, good. I have faith in myself. Let's see. We have, ooh, isn't that nice? A Judgment card. Oh, and you get this Pope card too. And then you get the 5 of Cups. Okay, well, let's just do something like stay in bed for the next 2 weeks. No, I'm just joking. It's all fine. The Pope card. Let's talk about that. The Pope card, of all the signs, you can deal with the best because you are good with structures. You are good with authority figures. But what you don't want to do is feel like you're powerless in the midst of these authority figures. Just because you know how to deal with them well, you don't want to feel powerless, because what that does when you're feeling powerless is it affects you emotionally in a way that's very toxic to your nervous system. And you don't want to have that toxicity in your nervous system. You don't deserve that. So this Judgment card here is all about you waking up to your good and being aware. Oh, I just dropped cards. I'm sorry. Okay, I got them. Being aware that your good is at hand, and that it's up to you to wake up to your good and not fall asleep to your good by believing in the nightmare of whatever this powerlessness is that you think that you're in the midst of. Because like I said, that's very toxic to your nervous system, and it's not necessary, and it's not true. I mean, it may seem to be true in the physical world. I'm not saying it's not happening, but ultimately what's happening is that you have great blessings. You have great blessings, and it's very hard to be awake to those blessings and asleep to them at the same time. And you can't, the vision of one world costs you the vision of the other. When you're awake to your blessings, then you no longer see this powerlessness around you because it no longer exists for you. But if you're focusing on this powerlessness, if you're focusing on whatever this Pope card is representing in your life, then you shut down to your blessings, right? So the toxicity is not a part of God's judgment. It's a part of you doing something else besides accepting God's judgment. And what God's judgment means, a lot of times we misunderstand that. We think God's going to give their opinion of us after we die sometime at this last judgment, right? And some of us are going to do okay and some of us aren't. That's not true. God judges you all the time. It's not just one, it doesn't happen in time. And God's judgment of you is always the same because God sees you, and I'm saying God, you can use whatever word you want. There's no gender implied there. God sees you as you are, Capricorn, fabulous. You are fabulous. But whatever this authority figure is, or whatever this experience that you're feeling powerlessness about, has you seeing yourself differently, has you seeing yourself as everything but fabulous. But God created you fabulous. God didn't create you to be powerless. God didn't create you to have toxic emotions. God created you to be fabulous, happy, peaceful, blessed, serene, prosperous, all of those things that are good for you. That's what God's will for you is, and that's what God's judgment of you is. And when you are doing something other than what God's judgment is, then you're living in a different world. You're living in a fantasy world. You're living in an alternate reality. That's what we mostly live in, is that alternate reality. But that's what I was talking about, is the vision of one world costs you to the vision of the other. You're either going to be in the world where God's judgment is active, meaning that you're fabulous, your life is fabulous, and everything is going well for you, or you're going to be in this other world where you have all of these toxic emotions and you have a problem with authority, or at least you have a problem where you're feeling powerless at the effect of something in this world. So what you can do is take a stand for which world you want to live in. And the way I do that, especially when I get this judgment card, is I open my arms with my palms up and I look up toward the sky or the ceiling, and out loud, if possible, I say, I am open and receptive to all my good. I am receiving all the blessings the universe has for me now. And I keep doing that if I have to until I've really experienced that and I feel that. And then I fall asleep to the wrong world and I'm awake to the good world. But you have to wake up to your blessings. If you're not experiencing blessings, it's because you're asleep to this world and you're only awake in this nightmare. So let's open everything up a bit and see what else is what. Because I have a feeling there's more to this story than just these. Oh, okay. We have the Tower card. We have this nice King of Coins, which is a wonderful card for you. But then we have this. So this Queen of Swords is explaining the toxic emotions. That's your cynicism. It's your cynicism. You can't be cynical and accept your blessings at the same time. You can try, but it just doesn't work. Because remember, one costs you the other. And so if you can be cynical if you want to, you can be cynical and you can have toxic emotions, and you can be right about everything. You can, if you want. You can be right about all of it. Okay, this is a horrible world and nothing's ever working for me, and whatever that happens to be, you can have that be your truth. And many people do. Many people relish in that, but they don't want to catch themselves in doing that, because they want to truly be victims of this world, and they don't want to believe they have any hand in it. They don't want to believe that they can control their attitudes. They don't want to believe that they can have any control over their emotions or any of it. I know what that's like. I do that all the time. But that's what her job is. That's what the Queen of Swords' job is to, in a very sly way, keep you stuck in the soup of this illusion. Always reminding you about how bad everybody is. Always reminding you about how bad you are, if that's necessary. Always reminding you that this is as good as it gets. Right? But then you've got this King of Coins on top of all of that. And that's you being the king of your life, being the king of the situations rather than being powerless. The King of Coins is not powerless to the Pope here. He's on top of the Pope. And remind yourself of that. When you start feeling powerless, just remind yourself, I'm not. I get choice. I have the power of choice. I can choose what voice I listen to in my mind. Do I want to listen to the trumpet here that's telling me how everything's great and everything's working out and follow those directions on how to be in that world? Or do I want to listen to her whose goal is to keep me stuck, to keep me feeling powerless, and to keep those toxic emotions alive? I get a choice. But remember that if you're listening to her, then you're going to get this Pope experience, and the King of Coins doesn't get to live, doesn't get to thrive. And you want the King of Coins to thrive because that's your card. That's you having everything work out well because you said so. That's how much power you have. I said it's going to work out. I may not understand how it's going to work out, but it is. And I'm going to be happy. I'm definitely going to be prosperous. And I'm not going to be victimized. I'm not going to be powerless. I don't care what Pope comes in front of me. That Pope has no power over me. The only power over me is the power of my blessings. And that power is not over me. It's the power of creation that creates me, but it also is the power that blesses me, that changes things for me in a good way, that creates more and more good every moment. And if I'm listening to that trumpet, if I'm listening to that voice, then I can be filled with those blessings, and none of this phases me, none of this moves me, and I definitely don't have to deal with these toxic emotions. Now, it seems like something happened in many of your lives recently that was a tower experience where where the shit hit the fan, pardon my French. It's just the way it came out. I got to sometimes listen to the voice in my head, but where it really happened. And now, if that's the case for you, you have a choice as to which voice you're going to listen to in regards to what that meant. Because from God's point of view, what that meant is it cleared the way for even more blessings. But from the Queen of Swords perspective, that meant that things are getting worse, and you have every reason to be resentful. You have every reason to be afraid. You have every reason to have these toxic emotions. Infinite intelligence doesn't know toxic emotions. It's not a thing in infinite intelligence's world. This world doesn't have that. So if you're feeling those toxic emotions, you don't want to feel bad about yourself, having even more toxic emotions, but you have to get to the point of understanding that that's not the will of the universe for you. The will of the universe is for you to be happy. But you have to be very clear and give a lot of care to which internal voice you're listening to. Are you listening to the voice for peace and blessings, or are you listening to the internal voice that wants to stir stuff up for you? Right? So regardless of what happened in the past, how it's interpreted is what's more important. And let infinite intelligence interpret what happened, and so that you can extract all the blessings from it, and not the Queen of Swords. Because she's just going to tell you how awful everything was, and how awful everything is going to be, and how awfulness is what you get. And somehow she wants you to think that makes you feel secure. But you should feel secure in the fact that you know everything's awful. No, everything's not awful. Everything's wonderful. But you have to say so, because you're the king. You're the King of Coins. So if you want things to be a certain way, then you have to say so. And stop listening to this advisor. The advisor you want to listen to is this advisor over here. So open your mind and open your arms, open your life to those blessings. Okay, so we've got the Tower card. There's a meditation for that called, I think it's called Letting Go of What Is Worn Out. Yes, Letting Go of What Is Worn Out. For this Judgment card, it's called Waking Up to Your Good. And for this Pope card, there's a meditation called Overcoming Feelings of Powerlessness. And you've got 2 weeks, so if you, 2 weeks here. So if you feel like listening to these meditations to sort of optimize this and to really make those choices so that you can get the the most good out of this King of Coins and this Judgment card, I would recommend that you give them a try if you have the time and the inclination. You can find the links to all of those meditations in the video description of this video. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much to the amazing moderators Vanessa, Suzanne, and Delene. We'll see you in a couple weeks, Capricorn. Blessed be.